very pleased to announce that we have a very special guest with us tonight. Everyone, put your hands together for Miss Daisy Buchanan!
Thank you, Silas. I'm very happy to be here.
Now, I've called Mrs. Buchanan here to discuss recent events and to speak out about certain rumors floating about. Now, Mrs. Buchanan.
Oh, please, call me Daisy.
Alright, Daisy. Let's just get into the thick of things. How about it? Mr. Jay Gatsby has recently passed away, and an inside source tells me you two had some chemistry.
Well, Silas, I wouldn't call it chemistry, as that would imply romance. How silly. No, Jay and I were only friends. Unfortunately, there were some bad feelings going around when he was bumped off, but I was very sad about his passing. But to answer your question, Tom and I are very happily married.
That's very good. Now, shall we talk about the events that led up to Jay Gatsby's murder? I understand the death of Myrtle Wilson had something to do with it, if I'm correctly informed. And I usually am. What do you have to say about that?
Well, dear old Myrtle was never too bright, kind of a dumb Dora, to say the least. It was only a matter of time before she dried up, wasn't it? Now, if what I heard is correct, Jay hit her with that gorgeous yellow car of his, then Myrtle's husband, Greg or something...
I think it was George.
Well, George or whatever decided to kill Jay.
There, it's just karma. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you grew up in Kentucky?
Why, yes, I did. I'm a Louisville girl to the core, but my heart yearns for the city. I mean, where else can I get John Pateau's latest tennis skirts?
Louisville is where you met Mr. Gatsby, is it not?
Yes, I suppose.
You suppose? What do you mean by that, dear?
The Jay Gatsby I met in Louisville was not the Jay Gatsby that just passed.
It's said that Mr. Gatsby caught a crush down in Louisville and it stayed with him to his grave. Any thoughts?
Not particularly. Jay was a man with a foolish heart.
Oh, I suppose one could certainly say that. I mean, just look at all the parties he threw. Did you ever have the opportunity to attend one?
Yes, but I wouldn't recommend.
Why not?
Well, if you're anything like me, you don't prefer to spend your weekends brushing elbows with ragamuffins.
I suppose that makes sense. I've heard great things about the parties at Gatsby's mansion. But to each his own. Or, excuse me, her own. What is it like living with the wealthy Tom Buchanan?
We are very, very happy together. I'd say we're as madly in love as we were on our wedding day.
Well, it's certainly fortunate he can provide the Chanel dresses. Well, Daisy, I believe our time is sadly up. Any last words? Maybe something to say to Gatsby if he's listening?
Well, I suppose I'd say I hope heaven throws good parties. I don't know. I wasn't really that close with Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daisy Buchanan. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Silas.
Tune in next week for an exclusive interview with Gloria Swanson and hear us discuss her new film, The Affairs of Anatole. That's it for the show. Thank you, and good night.